So let me see. Is it just in Discord or on stream as well?
Ich höre jetzt nur Discord.
Ah, okay.
It was okay in the like before.
Okay, then I have to check my settings in Discord. So
On stream it is perfect. It's just Discord.
Okay, thank you much. Input will take mic in test.
Better.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, thanks. That was a wrong input device selected. Okay, cool.
Yeah, maybe you had a Windows update. Then it is always.
Oh, those Windows updates, man. Oh, terrible. Right, welcome back, everyone. We are, as promised, now in the iniBuilds A300 flying on a group flight. We've already done this flight, I think, right?
We have done this destination airport, but I think it was not the exact same routing.
Ah, okay. There we go. But we are flying to Sierra Kilo Charlie Golf to have a look at the latest version that was updated. So very keen to find out how that looks. And yeah, as a disclaimer, I've been gifted the scenery from vPilot, who designed the airport add-on. Flight time is planned with 1 hour. So let's get started. But let me just welcome everyone here. MAN is flying along. Thank you so much. Captain Alex, Brenold, Jeremiah, they're all flying along. And Brenold, do I see that correctly? You are in the 737.
Yeah, exactly. I was not brave enough to fly the A310 because I always have problems when I fly this plane.
Mm. Yeah, it is. You have to get used to it. It's a bit different, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So I'm going to put the...
Welcome aboard
battery
the
power
Captain Black
on.
Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks, and
Cannon
premium flight
Black, how are
entertainment
you?
will be served. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cannon Black.
Delighted to have subscribed for 4 years. Many hours of entertainment.
Thank
Thank you, BB.
Thank you, Cannon Pluck. Thank you for the 48. Big round of applause for that. That's a long time. Thank you so much for that.
You need to set parking brakes to request ground services.
Oh, and to set parking brakes. Good God. Oops. Right, let's try that again. So request boarding.
Boarding requested.
Let's try that. So I shouldn't have to do anything else with the doors, right? Yeah, so GSX should take care of all of that. Aviation Tiara, Moin, and Christopher. Why am I still flying in P3D? Because the FS Labs is still, one of the best add-ons out there. Also with the 747, there is no other good 747 available right now in Microsoft Flight Sim. So yeah, why not? Why not fly in P3D? And we've just seen the visuals aren't that bad. I mean, I don't know what people keep complaining about.
It depends on where you are flying.
Yeah.
Some regions are very bad to fly.
So let's get the INS working as well. Just checking the overhead panel real quickly. Seatbelts on, smoking
Do you
on.
want to board crew?
No. So strobe lights to auto. Enough. One on. We are going to put on the window heat on. No, sorry, that's a probe heat. Window heat I want to put on. Window heat. That's all good. Air conditioning panel. Emergency lights armed. Cool. So let's go here. That's really cool. ACARS. AOC pre-flight. Let me see. Pre-flight. Let me just check something in here. ACARS sim brief. There we go. That's what I wanted. So we're going to load the routing. There's our routing. Fantastic. Going to align the INS. Weights cleared. All good. And we are FedEx. FedEx flight number is 877. Cost the next 15. That's very low. Next page. We are expecting a block fuel according to flight plan of about 13 tons. I may have to change that a little bit later. Now, I'm always getting a bit confused here, so we do need to put that in here. My flight. Weight and balance. I don't know, let's take something... Yeah, from SimBrief, there we go. Update, apply.
I try to be the early bird.
Good. So fueling is going on. So 0 fuel weight 128.7. Let's try that. CG. CG. So actually 127.3 and 30.8. $127.3. There we go. Takeoff weight 140.5. Fantastic. Now to the flight plan. We are going to depart. Let me just check the weather here. We're on live weather and we're on live time. Sierra Kilo Charlie Lima. Currently 1009, 3:30 at 7. So we're departing 02. Kikum 5 Alpha. Departure. Insert. Kikum flight planned route, which Brennelt has published on Discord. In case anybody's wondering where we get the flight plan from. Star is supposed to be the Iraksu 2 Bravo. And the wind there currently is 340.14. So, any special wishes, Brennelt, with the approach?
No, just what the wind says.
Okay. Now, Arnaf, here's the... I'm going to try an Arnaf, but that's always a little bit tricky here with the iniBuilds, but we'll try. So, to Bravo, and then we're going to come via Iraksu. There's another transition somewhere. So let me just check the charts. Sterling. Cannon Pluck, yeah, no worries. But Cannon Pluck, very happy to see you here still. And I hope you're doing well. So we've got the Iraksu 2...
Transition should be Zimab.
Zimab, okay, thank you. Going to try to find that arrival. Let's go to day mode here. Zimab, okay. So the arrival. So Raksu, okay, and then CMAP. Yep, fantastic. So that's pretty much straightforward. Cool. So via CMAP, insert. So let's check that here real quickly. Kikum, APEC, Iraksu, CMAP. Now the holding should be really there, so we may have to change that later on. And then we got the
I
final
think we
descent.
can delete it out, or what
Yeah.
do you think?
Yeah, but so we'll have a look how many aircraft inbound and then
Yeah.
see what the traffic situation says. Cool. So within the flight plan, diff rips, secondary flight plan, copy active. Leave that as it is. Try not to make it too complicated today. And then we want to have the takeoff performance. Do you find the VNAV in the A300 to be unreliable? I left the plane but do manual descents. I'm trying to recollect my last flights, Sterling, and I don't have any bad recollections, if I'm completely honest. But I'll tell you what, we'll check today. We'll see how the descent today goes. So 5 Alpha departure from runway 02. Put it straight out. Just a quick right turn through the valley. It should be very scenic today. To Uniform Lima, Quebec. That's something I can put in here. So let's go progress. Uniform Lima, Quebec. Put that in there.
Refueling truck is on its way.
Okay, so they say it's unreliable in the real airplane as well. Well, I mean, so I'm used to checking the descent path manually anyways, even in the real aircraft. I never completely rely on the VNAV path predictions. I will always try to, you know, do some simple maths in my head. You know, distance to go, you know, the altitude to be lost. And then depending on the aircraft type, I'll try to... Jeremiah's already airborne. Yeah, I'll try to establish a good path myself. So, but we'll see how it goes today. Cool. So last thing to do then is go with a takeoff performance calculation 02, and then sync the weather 32 degrees 1009. Gosh, that's very warm. 1009 is set. Okay. Let's have a look for the standby horizon there. Then in order to get those systems running, we're going to put the ATS on. Your damper... What? Fuel... No, we're already good. 30.6 tons, that's plenty. Let's try that. Let's see, has anything bigger changes in that? So takeoff weight 140.4. 140.4, that looks good. 1515, yeah, we'll do that today. Aircon on, anti-ice off, force takeoff. Toga off, calculate. So we got 58 flex. I'm going to dial that in here. Flex takeoff, 58. And then we have 157, 157, 161. Oops. 161. Pre-select 230 or something. For the climb out, 230 pre-select. First altitude. Is there anything on the chart? If not, we'll go and climb to safe altitude. Yeah, 17,000 or above. So let's go 17,000 initially. Fantastic. And the initial heading from the runway is 016 then.
When I get a cell temp of 33 degrees by 31 degrees outside temperature, then it's pretty marginal, right?
Sorry, say again. Which, if you have what?
My cell temperature from the performance calculator is 33, and the outside is 31.
Yeah, it's literally... I'm surprised it even gives you anything on the flex. Because that to me is like Toga power takeoff, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's close all of the doors. Ground equipment. Close, close. And then we have arm all doors. We're going to start the APU. So APU's running up, just checking the doors are closed. Although... Just make sure we have everything sorted out here. That looks all good. Doors armed. Splendid. Oof. Doors closed again. APU is running. Fantastic. So, gonna get the APU bleed on. Disconnect external power. Fuel pumps off. Chocks ground equipment toggle. And then we are good for a checklist. So let me do that here. Checklist. A300. Normal. Before start checklist. Cockpit prep completed. Fuel quantity 13.6. Then we have takeoff data is set. Landing elevation, that's what's missing. It should be 7 feet. Well, that's actually set as well. The seaside. Altimeters 1009 set and checked. Brake anti-skid normal on. Windows, doors closed. Beacon is on. Parking brake is on. That's the before start checklist completed. Sterling says, flying super fun to fly the plane. Been taking it VOR to VOR lately. Nice. Yeah, it's good practice, isn't it? Dirty plane. Captain Alex, you got a slide deployed. you may want to check that.
Hello, Captain.
You're already having emergencies. You haven't even departed yet.
The size of the A300 is almost like a 787.
Maybe not as long, but yeah, it can definitely take on some load, yeah.
Locking gear.
The airplane is afraid of me already, Alex. Yeah. Plant-based. Anybody had a problem with freezing instruments? I had the issue in Basel approaching 1.5 taxiing. You mean the A300?
Release parking brakes, please.
That's weird. I can't access the parking brake here. Got to do it this way.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wing.
So, pushing back. Good. Let's start the engine. So, we are going to select B system today. And that's the left start valve open. Airbus 320. No worries. Oh no, I can't watch that. Oh, God, I have nightmares now. Oh my God.
Please set parking brakes.
Rip.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
That's going to make the news. Hey, JSnap, how are you doing? JSnap, are you flying along on the across the pond? It doesn't count as FOD, most likely, yeah. So that's a good engine start. Oh, actually, disregard. No, we haven't started the engine yet. Oh. It's not an Airbus. Well, it is an Airbus, but not a full Airbus. So let's start the right engine. Start valve is open. Get some N2 rotation there. Oh God. It's getting late. It's getting late. Right. 20%. Good enough.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Gonna wait for the engine to stabilize. Good. Let's do the before taxi items. Gonna put that to continuous reload already. Probe heats on, APU bleed off, APU off. Then auto brake max. Speed brakes armed. And then we'll do a flight control check. Hold on, let me go. Flight controls, there it is. So full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutrals, rudder, left, right. I think you have to actually leave that. Yeah, you have to leave that in the extreme position a bit longer to make sure it shows the spoilers. Thank you much. See you next time. Cool, let's try a checklist, shall we? See what we have forgotten. After start. Pitch trim. Oh yeah, there we go. That's the first thing already we've forgotten. Pitch trim. Pitch trim, pitch trim, pitch trim, takeoff. Pitch trim down 0.2. So... Oh. Alright, down 0.2. Then we have rudder trim 0, spoilers, arms, slats, flaps 15, ACAM status, status normal checked. Then we have anti-ice off and hand signal is received. That's the after start check is completed. Alrighty, let's go. Turn off. Taxi light on. Interested to know whether your type certification on the A320 extends? No. No, the A300 is just too different to the 320. Yeah, let me try to take that taxiway there. So Romeo, and then we're going to go right on Alpha. Although we can taxi this way as well. Let's go this way. Let's taxi past the terminal. So the A300, okay, so plant-based, freezing instruments. Well, we'll watch my flight today. Try to see if you see any freezing instruments. I have not noticed that, no. Not at all. So hybrid life, there are certain cross ratings or multiple ratings that you can fly, or ratings that you can fly multiple different aircraft. As an example, 757, 767, A350, A380, 787, 777. Those can be, you know, some examples. But A300 and A320, no, not that I've heard of, no. Reynolds is ready. Good. Before takeoff checklist. Flight controls checked. Flight instruments were all checked. Briefing is confirmed. V1, VR, V2 flex. Have a good flight, Reynolds. 157, 157, 161.
You?
And we have flex temp 58. Slats 15, takeoff config is tested, normal. TCAS. Let's put away the radar on. And the TCAS system is in here, actually. Tune. TARA, fantastic. Cool. So below the line, transponder is set, TCAS TARA, auto brake is max, ignition is continuous, and that's the before takeoff check is completed. No way. So hybrid life? You are at this airport right now in real life? Are you kidding me? That must be really, really weird. Can you see? That would be funny, right? If that was possible. Good. We have done everything. Everything is set. P climb. nav is armed. I'm gonna start the chrono here, and then we're good to go. So here's that little screw for the auto thrust. Let's go. Thrust. Oh, lovely sound. EPR is set, so power set. 80 knots checked. B1, rotate. Man, that took a big part of the runway, right? For the right.
Wait for the complete runway, you use the complete runway.
Yeah, but I don't know. If I had to take abort to take off just prior V1, I don't think the remaining runway would have been enough. I have my doubts. So we got nav. Aircraft is trimmed. Beautiful. Sun accelerate. So flap 0. Although we're just gonna leave the slats as they are. Oh my god, my head today. Yesterday, I'm not joking, I was so jet lagged yesterday. I was so tired. Because I lost like 2 nights in a row. So no sleep, no proper sleep, 2 nights in a row. And you know, sleeping in daytime just isn't the same. Lovely. Flaps and slats 0. Push it on. That to neutral. So after takeoff climb checklist, slats, flaps retracted, landing gears up and neutral, packs are on, and altimeter to go. It's a very high transition today, so that's why.
Captain, what happens if I forgot to do the gear lever in the middle position?
Well, I don't think it's very dangerous. It's just that your hydraulic system will continue to pressurize the actuator to keep the landing gear up.
Okay, thanks.
So it's
maybe if you get a hydraulic failure, the gear maybe can come accidentally out.
No, because normally it will be uplocked, so by hooks. So you have to
But only in the out position, in the off position, right?
No. So when the landing gear is mechanically completely up, those hooks come in, and then the only way to get the landing gear to downlock is to use hydraulic pressure to get the hooks off the landing gear again.
But what's then the difference between up and off?
Yeah, off is just stops the hydraulic pressure to the actuators.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't have to pressurize the up actuator all the time.
Okay. I always thought when you switch it to the off position, then the hooks are going in.
No, that's a different mechanical thing. The 737 also has that neutral position, right? All the other aircraft really. So 320, 787, they switch off the hydraulics to the actuator automatically after the gear's up. So exactly. So it's the same on a 737. Yeah. Where's my first officer? Yeah, I don't know. Do you think the A300 is the most revolutionary Airbus aircraft? Well, I mean, I think the A300 is definitely the most Boeing-like aircraft that Airbus ever built. Personally, I love the intermix of these instruments. I just love how you have digital indications, but also the normal analog indications. I love those. I know there's people that dislike them. I love them. I think that they look so cool. Are they necessary? No, you don't need analog displays these days anymore. But hey, you know. Interesting. So Bruno says the Max 737 Max does not have to off position anymore. So there it's updated. Thanks, Bruno. Cool. All right, seatbelts.
And vice versa, Blackbox, the 787 is the best Airbus Boeing ever made?
Yeah, that's what we say. because of the fly-by-wire system. So, and now I've talked to a 350 pilot, and he said, so what he explained to me, how the 350 flies, and you know, system-wise, they're very similar, 787 and 350. So, but then you know, there's a couple of things that the 350 has that the 787 doesn't have. So, for example, automatic emergency descent system on the 350. 787 doesn't have that.
Okay. I think when the problem with Boeing continues over some years, then Airbus will buy Boeing, and then we don't have the difference anymore.
Yeah, brake to vacate. Yeah, correct. Yeah, the 787 doesn't have brake to vacate. 350 and 380 have it. So, yeah. I mean, it's interesting that now things are starting to develop at Boeing, right? So, Mohammed, thank you so much. I hope you're doing well, Mohammed. So Boeing, you know, for so long has been let off the leash. They have been able to do things on their own account, and things have gone so wrong. And now, finally, things are changing. You know, the current managers have been asked to leave. The FAA is really now scrutinizing them. You know, with all the testing and certification stuff. It's interesting, yeah. So back then, when they developed the A300, the engineers, I mean, that was like 70s, right? 70 something when they designed the A300. And so, yeah, back then, digital stuff was still somewhat new. So, yeah, they probably didn't expect it to. Let's go thrust climb, profile climb 300. They probably didn't trust it all that much, right? Let's have a look. So, progress. Cruise max optimum. 330 is optimum. We're planning for 320. All right, let's go 320 then. Mohammed, yeah, it's. I think you can't really dispute that. At least they were way too profit-driven over the last couple of years, and they left behind their workers. And they kind of they've kind of just overdone things, and now they've lost, you know, the loyalty of a lot of their workers. There's a lot of things that have reached the stage that obviously is dangerous regarding, you know, quality assurance. Even like new concepts. It's like, I mean, let's talk about what kind of new aircraft types are they developing. You know, what do they have in the pipeline? So the only thing right now is 737 MAX 10, 777, you know, 777X, and the rest is just rumors, right? There's just nothing really new.
Yeah, but with Airbus, it's almost the same. Look at the A320 class aircrafts. They are developed in the 70s, I think, and nothing changed up to now.
Yeah, but I mean, they have a very nice lineup. They have, you know, a lot more modern aircraft compared to Boeing. So they have, you know, 320 lineup. They have the A220. They have 330, 340, 330 now with the Neo engines as well. I mean, 340 are going to be, you know, they're going to be gone, right? Four-hauler with that configuration is just too expensive.
But I think they should update their avionics in the 320 fleet as well, even when they have to do new trainings with the pilots.
Yeah, but what avionics are you missing then? I mean, in what regard?
Something like LPV, for example, or the HUD display and so on.
I mean, LPV, I think that will come at some stage, depending on how the procedures continue here in Europe. Yeah, the 321 XLR, right, for the long range, very efficient, right? Then you have, you know, 350, 380 still. I mean, okay, the 380 isn't built anymore, but there's still enough 380 flying around. So they have a very nice lineup, small to big. And now with the engine, you know, upgrades. Yeah, HUD. There are 320s with the HUD out there. Yeah, so it's more a operator option. So whether or not the operators, you know, want to pay that money for the head-up display. Technically, it is installed, or it can be installed. Avionics-wise, I think yes, there can be some improvements. For example, when you look at the private jet Garmin 3000 stuff, for example. There, as an example, with the head-up display with infrared, that's a cool thing, right? That definitely helps when you fly in IMC in mountainous terrain. You can actually see the terrain through the HUD. Then you have the artificial horizon with the terrain indications.
Or maybe the brake to vacate function for the A320 class.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things. So for us, when we have our calculators to calculate the required landing distance, and then we have information on how much, you know, which taxiway comes after which distance, they already have a very good kind of function. I mean, yes, it's not as optimal as using brake to vacate, no doubt. But I don't know if you know, if for the smaller aircraft that's really going to help that much. For the large, heavy aircraft, yeah, sure. Yeah. So Brunner writes,
improve taxi times and save some brake wear and something like that when you have to brake to vacate.
Yeah. It would help. I agree that it would make things easier on the 320. I don't know how much it would save in comparison to the costs of implementing that system. But you know, that's for the engineers and for the controllers to work out. Because Bruno writes as well, the brake to vacate does require a ton of avionic changes.
But wouldn't it be a good idea to have the same avionics in the A320 fleet than in the 350?
You know, you mean from the cockpit, like, you know, the big displays and so on?
Yeah.
I don't know if they have the room for that. I mean, they have room for the center panel to have bigger displays. Yeah, I mean, sure. You have options there, absolutely. It's just a matter of costs and benefits for them. So I fear that Airbus potentially could easily offer lots of stuff. It's if I look at some airlines out there, they just say, nah, we don't need a HUD. We're going to save that money for that on the HUD. We're going to save the money on the exclusive avionics package. Just give me the standard, right? It's good enough for our pilots. So yeah. And if you design something like that, it does cost development costs, certification costs, and so on. And then you find that 90% of the airlines are saying, nah, we don't really need that fancy stuff, right? Well, I don't know. Yeah, so Bruno argues, Bruno, it's an interesting argument. So he says, so the brake to vacate requires the OANS, so the airport navigation data, right? So you have, when you zoom in on the 787, for example, you go nav display and fully zoom in, you have the airport navigation layout, so the taxiways, etc., etc. So you would have to have that installed on every aircraft, and yeah, that has to be paid for as well. I don't know, how you would charge that. Yeah, it's a separate. Yes.
I already saw some airlines already have the OANS
Yeah.
in the Airbus 320.
But they pay a lot more.
For example.
Yeah. But they pay a lot more money for it. So unless the authorities say, hey, you need to install that, like TCAS or enhanced GPWS or something. Well, if it's just an optional thing, then a lot of airlines will not simply carry the cost for that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the Condor 321. Yeah, that's because there were some YouTube videos out there. Yeah, they have OANS. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, in the end, it's a matter of costs and benefits, calculation. So Boeing used to be a company of engineers and run by engineers. Today, unfortunately, Mohammed, all things point to that exactly. Do pilots generally like HUDs in your experience? Well, to the ones I've talked to, they like it. And I think personally, a head-up display can help you to stabilize the aircraft a little bit better in certain conditions, because if you have to take your eyes from the outside, look down to consciously scan the instruments inside, and then go back outside again, do this all the time, you can argue that just looking steadily through a head-up display, where you have all the necessary information to you, is just a bit easier for the pilot to accomplish, and hence I would argue it does improve the safety.
As far now, there are several airports at specific conditions. You are only allowed to land with a installed and functional head-up display.
Yep. There are a couple of airports out there that allow you to fly to lower minimums if you have a head-up display. That's correct. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
So I was surprised how long the A300 takes to climb up. But we are pretty heavy today. Looks like we have some fighter escort, F-14 escort today.
Colombian Air Force.
It looks like it. Didn't know they have F-14s, but hey.
Yeah.
Right. It's a little bit small talk from my real-world experience of the 787. So I've actually now finished my stabilization phase, meaning I have 100 flight hours now after my checkout. And I've become very comfortable already with the aircraft, even though I don't fly that much. But we had another very, very strong crosswind landing in Montreal. Gusting, it was somewhere between 25 to 28, going towards 30 gusts. And the 787 just flies so beautifully. Even in manual flight, it's just so stable. So all the systems that, you know, gust suppression systems and so on, the automatic trims or speed trim, it's just make the aircraft so stable. And then the flight controls and the flight control systems, the fly-by-wire system, just allows you to make inputs into the yoke and the rudder pedals that then give you such precise reaction and so predictable reaction, always the same. It's, you know, there's no second guessing. It's so nice. It's one of the, seriously, it's, you know, if you call it a conventional aircraft, although it is a fly-by-wire aircraft, but it is really nice. It's just, you know, making things so much easier. Hey, Hulky, what do you mean with the LAN? What did they do now? There was a landing from Heathrow, British Airways 787, and I honestly don't know what they did in the flight deck to make the aircraft behave that way. But surely it wasn't steady inputs. Stable 10,000 feet per minute. Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, within normal stabilization criteria, right? Yeah, Mohammed, right now I'm rated on the 787. Let me. Oh, sorry, that doesn't work there. Let me just do it here. Oh, there we go. Here's 1,000 feet. Yeah, the 787 is very nice. It is very, very nice. And for the passengers, for the passengers as well. They whenever I hear them, you know, giving us some feedback regarding their travel experience, they love it as well. Settings. I want you to see the sound settings. Oh, was it here? Yeah, audio volume, there you go. External. Oh, hang on, that's already very quiet. I still found that really loud. Yeah, that's better. So in short, if you want to make aviation safer from a technical standpoint, then manufacturers have to include new advanced safety features default. Winky, yes, that would be one way. Or authorities have to be convinced to put that into the minimum required equipment list. Are you in favor of open skies policies? So that's an interesting question. I mean, that is something that I think you could argue would be a good thing if everyone played to the same rules. We know that's not the case. And I'm not pointing fingers, you know, just at, you know, Middle East carriers or something. I mean, I think the Europeans, the Americans, they're all protecting their own airspaces, right? To a certain degree. Is there a model that you dream to fly? Well, I mean, the 777X would be something that would be lovely to fly. But apart from that, to be honest,
747.
well, I mean the 747 I have already. Yeah, I've already flown it. Beautiful aircraft. But if you ask me, aircraft that I haven't flown before, I think I can imagine the 757, 767 would be nice as well. And no, 350, 380 doesn't really interest me that much. I hear from some pilots that it's so similar to 320, 330. I mean, it is Airbus. It's you have a flight stick, and it's a bit bigger, 350 and 380, but still. What I would like to experience is, you have these private jets, and so the Challenger 650. I think that would be very cool to try out IRL. See
Or
how
about a PC-12 black box.
Or PC-12 in real life would also be nice, just to get a reference to what we have here in the flight sims. Yeah, I mean, fighter jet, absolutely. Yeah, I would be in for that, 100%. Man, imagine that, F-16 or something.
Eurofighter.
Yeah. MD-11. Now, MD-11 is definitely an interesting aircraft, definitely. I know that it's not the easiest aircraft, at least not the easiest aircraft to land. The MD-11 can bite you so hard. And many hard landings have shown and proven that it's just a tough aircraft to land. A400, Airbus 400, no.
Of course. Very nice aircraft. Very modern avionics.
Yes, but I mean from the outside, looks terrible.
How about to fly a Warbird black box?
Mustang, imagine that.
Yeah.
Or a Spitfire. I love the Spitfire, man.
Or B-17 or so.
I don't know. If anything, if the Warbirds, I'd love the smaller ones. I mean, the A400. What? Okay. Well, I mean, beauty is always what's it called, in the eye of the beholder or something. The saying goes. So. Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. Bombardier Global Series. I mean, these are top-notch, high-class, high-tech aircraft, right? 340? No. Sorry. No. Just look at the cockpit of the 340 and the 330. It's the same as, it's pretty much the same as the 320. There's just nothing. I knew it. Yeah, but why? So. ATR 72. No, if anything, a Dash 8. If anything, a Dash 8 IRL. I think that would be cool. Or a Twin Otter with water skis.
You know where the throttles of the Twin Otter are.
Yeah.
And that's very inconvenient in my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean just for one flight, not for working on it.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks. Hey, baby, Boeing, how you doing? Yeah, hockey. The thing is, so when you transition, let's say transition from 320 to 350, right? It's easy. That transition course, it's a shortened course because of the similarities. And yes, that saves money, right? That saves lots of money for airliners. That's the whole idea behind it. Commonality, absolutely. But that's what I mean with, if I have to spend so many hours on the flight deck, I'm very happy to try out something completely new. So the 787, I love it. It's just something completely new. The whole aircraft, how it sounds, how it feels, the systems.
Would you like to try cargo?
I guess so. I guess for maybe 1 or 2 years, I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah, to see how the clocks tick there, as we say.
Yeah.
MD-80, definitely, also a very interesting aircraft to fly in real life. Yeah. The Bronco. Hey, Luke. Interesting choice.
Then try a PC-21.
Oh yeah, also very nice.
Single prop high performance aircraft.
Yeah. You have the game, but I don't know how to fly. Camilo, there's lots of tutorial videos on YouTube. Have a look there. And don't start out with this aircraft. This aircraft, as beautiful and as good as it is, it will be a bit too much to start out with. Try something smaller, learn the basics, and just gradually go up from there. But again, there's so many YouTube videos, tutorial videos.
And I think there's also some flying lessons already in the simulator.
Yep, or that, for example. Lots of options. Do airlines ever pressure pilots to carry less fuel than they know? I mean, I can't speak for every airline. I can only say my airline. They try to give us information, or that they give us information and give us comparisons. So, for example, how much fuel do you save doing a single engine taxiing? Or how much fuel do you save doing a flat 3 and still config full landing, or 25 or 30 landing? They will give us these values, but they don't say you need to fuel only this extra, right? So give an example right now with Montreal. We had Montreal weather, very strong winds, and around the airport there were some other alternate airports that had some very kind of marginal weather. So when you fly to an airport then that potentially has risks of closing down, or you just need a bit of fuel to then, when you have to divert, make a good decision on where to divert, you can take easily half an hour to an hour of extra fuel. If that's required, that's what you're going to take. And never ever have I ever been contacted by my boss asking me why I took on that much fuel.
Do you have to report when you do a go-around?
No.
Or do you have to justify that?
No, you only have to report if you have busted some limits. So if you have, you've got a sink rate warning on final, or, pitch exceedance or speed exceedance and so on, then you have to write a report, because these things will pop up automatically in the safety office of your airline. And so then when they already have your report that they can match up with, then there's no need to get you to contact you unless they have some other questions. But otherwise, if you don't write the report, and then that message pops up in the airline safety office, and then they have to then inquire and try to find out what happened, what led to that exceedance. But it's not to penalize. Again, that's not the aim. The goal is to try to collect the data and see if there's anything that can be done in form of training, to mitigate these occurrences. Yeah, Hockey, I think, those rumors come up from time to time. I've also heard that rumor that Ryanair had a ranking at the different bases for pilots, showing who used the least amount of extra fuel and who used the most extra fuel. I don't know if that's true or not, because I never worked at Ryanair. Oh, really? Okay, so that's officially with a report. GG's. Wow, okay. Well, that's pretty shocking, to be honest. If those allegations are true, then That's pretty shocking. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I've heard that as well, where some Middle East carriers are very quick in throwing people out. So I'm going to take the hold out, and then what will... Yeah.
But nowadays also, because they nowadays have problems to get new pilots. Look, they can't throw them out that fast.
Well, I guess so. I mean, maybe they think twice, but I mean, if they have enough people waiting to become pilots at the airline, I mean, yeah, who knows? But again, it's something, you know, I've never had the issue. I've never heard it on at my airline, so. Right, let me just try to find something here. Procedures. I don't have it here. Checklists. A300 flows. After landing, parking. Just wondering. No. Right, there's definitely something with regards to RNF approaches. You have to do something specific. And I can't remember it. So there's something specific you have to do so that the aircraft follows the vertical path at the end.
I think something like the final approach mode, this thing does not have, right?
I don't know. There's something you can do. Let me just try and find something on that. It's been such a long time. A300 iniBuilds RNF approach. Let's see. Tutorial. There we go. That's a video. Okay, Bert's included. You need to press Alt to be in Alt hold, and then you need to press Profile. Okay. Yeah, we'll try that. We shall try that. Cool. In the end, an hour extra fuel costs less than the damage of the brand or the airplane if something goes wrong. Well, yeah, so the argument, of course, is that in certain situations where, you know, a diversion becomes more and more likely, a diversion costs a lot of money, especially on long-range aircraft. You know, costs can go anywhere between 20 to 50,000 euros easily.
And the next problem is the passengers are then there where they don't want to be.
Well, I mean, you can refuel. If the flight time is still within limits, then you can refuel the aircraft and try again. But yeah, it's, you know, it's expensive to divert. So cool. My top of descent is in about 50 miles, 45 miles. So let me go and put progress Sierra Kilo Charlie Golf. So 147 miles. We have to lose 32,000 feet. That's about 96. So times 3, that's about 96 miles. Plus deceleration. Let's put another 7-8 miles for that. So let's say 100 miles. And currently we have just crosswind, so we don't have to take that into account. So I would give myself about 100 miles for the descent. So we're currently 144 miles away, and the progress page, fuel prediction says we have... Where's my flight plan?
We have a lot of wind at the destination, 17 knots.
Okay. Yeah, that should be interesting. Oh, there we go. 140 miles to destination. So, yeah, so 40 miles, that sounds plausible in my eyes. So exactly 40 miles to descend, so...
Jeremiah on a short final.
Yeah, Sterling, I think we can let it run on the path descend. So let me just check the navigraph. So arrival. Yeah, that's pretty much straight in. There's no level offs before that. So then 3,000 feet Z-map, final ascent 3 degree down. So let's just check that in the box here. So C-map, it has 3 degree profile out of 3,000 feet, so that is correctly programmed. And I guess that's a missed approach point. Let's check that here. 401, runway 01. Okay, that's some approach point there. Okay, cool. So we'll see. We'll see if that works. Missed approach will take us runway track Utlock. Hold at 3,000 feet. Fantastic. Minimum LNAV VNAV 780. Let's put that in already. We'll do a... Well, yeah, let's do a 30-40. The thing is, the last time I did a 15-20, and even though I did select that switch for the checklist, it was still calling out something, too low flaps or something. So I don't know if that's fixed, but that's very annoying. Let's go landing, runway 01. That's the weather. Weight 135.2. Yep, that sounds good for the landing weight. Extra speed, let's put that to 5 knots.
So I did a fine, a safe landing, but it's a little bit windy in final.
Okay. Thank you much for the infos. So I'm going to take autopic medium, 30-40. Medium auto brakes, 30-40. 780, I'm just going to put the buck to 780 there as a reminder. Cool. Right, we are reaching top of descent, so I'm going to put, well, let's go down 3,000. And we'll start descend right at the descend error. Yeah, so it's pretty much headwind. A little bit
Black
crosswind.
box, you overtook me.
Really? What?
Yeah, you're in front of me. I'm very close in front of me.
Oh, yeah.
Only 100 meters or so.
What's your ground speed, Ronald?
418.
I have 476.
Wow. What coaster next to you have?
15.
Okay. Yeah, maybe the 310 is 300 is a very fast plane.
It looks like it, yeah. So we got VDEF showing up. So we got P descend armed. So let's see if that switches over automatically. It's flashing, telling us it's about to get into that mode. 3,000 feet. And there we go. P descend. Cool. Yeah, the last time we were here, I think it was nighttime, right? A nice approach there, nighttime. So 01, we're going to try to get left off onto the Bravo taxiway there. Bravo, I think we park here between 8 and 9 or something.
Leave me some space on the apron, please.
Yeah, I think you since you're a passenger, you can park at the terminal directly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to park somewhere on the apron to the right. That's a beautiful aircraft, I would say. There's the coastline. So currently VDAF looking good. Yeah, I would say it is about idle power as well, right? A bit above the commanded speed, but the rest is fine. Rest distance is 80 miles, so 26,000. Looks good. Day on, I mean, you mean here in the flight sims? Definitely. If you want a, a bit more challenging aircraft to handle, yeah, the A300 definitely worth it. And this comes with passenger and freight versions, so. Oh, a bit of lag there.
Captain Breenwald, you forgot to activate smart cars.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I didn't activate it either today because it's not on the Colombian routing. But yeah, I could have done that.
It's only for collecting flight hours. I will do a manual fire up after the flight.
Okay. That's interesting. It's trying to slow it down a bit, but that means it's going a little bit above the path. We are 70 miles, 21,000. Yeah, so but even by rule of thumb, we are getting a little bit higher in the profile. Yeah, deviation 500 feet now.
Pull the lever of shame.
Yeah, I'm going to wait. See if it covers. But I agree with with those values. It is a bit strange that the tendency is for the aircraft to get high in the profile. I can see the magenta error there. Yeah, so we're not going to reach the 3,000 in time. Here comes the message as well. More drag. Okay. All right, let's give it more drag. And they are very effective. No denying. Rotation speed was 157 today.
And landing speed?
137.
Oh, okay.
So we're getting back on path. Currently 60 miles, 18,000 feet. Okay, yeah, getting back. But we're still a little bit above the required speed. So I'm going to just leave the speed brakes in until the speed comes back to 270. GPS primary accuracy is high. So good to fly the approach. Let's try this box as well. Yeah, both sides. Fantastic. So I'm now on path, on speed brakes back in. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, iniBuilds have the same issue as the Phoenix devs regarding, you know, the aerodynamic simulation, fluid simulation here in Max Flight Sim. So you have, you know, the higher altitude drag simulation just being, you know, so much different to lower down, and then you can't really make profiles for every altitude. So they're trying to optimize it more for the lower altitudes regarding drag, etc. So power settings, drag settings. Cocaine ops.
You loaded the wind speeds?
Well, it doesn't really make much difference because it's crosswind, only 13 knots. So usually, yeah, usually it's important to load those, but with such little wind from the right. And if anything, if it's like a little headwind component, then it should actually help you.
Yeah, normally, yes.
Yeah. But it has a tendency again to speed up. So it's stay on path initially to a certain point, but once the speed just gets above a certain limit, above the commanded, then it will raise the nose and go above the optimum path. Kind of weird behavior, but that's what I just noticed. No, so the rotation speeds are dependent on many different factors. Give an example, on the 787, we have rotation speeds of sometimes between 170, 180 knots, simply because even though we're way below max takeoff weight, and the reason is that we are trading on takeoff. We're trading the excess stop margin that we have, and by increasing the V1 and rotation speed to have a higher climb out speed. So we call that improved climb speed. So once you have an engine failure and you're airborne, you know, you're aerodynamically in a bit of a better shape to climb out single engine. But it does mean that obviously you will have higher speeds and you will be closer to, you know, the obstacles vertically in the engine up path. but all safe. I mean, you know, you're going to clear all the obstacles, but there are certain calculation methods that allow you to have higher V1 and rotation speeds, independent on, well, partially dependent on your weight of the aircraft, but yeah, if you don't have improved climb method, then yes, a higher, a heavier aircraft, assuming you always use the same, you know, thrust values, then yeah, then a higher weight will result in a higher V1, VR, and V2 speed. What would be a typical spacing? Well, if you have two medium aircraft, it's about 3 miles, Ryland. A medium behind a heavy, you know, will be more in the region of 5 miles. All right, so now we're back in yeah, a bit high in the profile, so I've got to use the speed brakes again. So yeah, we have to go and make sure that we slow down here to get stable at ZMAP. ZMAP was the final approach point, so
Have you already cleared the holding?
yep. So there's nobody ahead of me, and I'll try to be quick. Which aircraft type do you mean, Sterling? I've not noticed aircraft. You know, if you are, of course, if you are at, it depends on the modes. If you're in vertical speed and you're already at speed, yeah, adding drag will cause the auto thrust to you know, increase thrust, but otherwise, it shouldn't really do that. So here we go, slowing down. Max speed for the first set of slats is 250 knots. We're below that, so I'm going to put some slats out. Here they come. First set of flaps, 215 knots. Just a little bit too fast for that. Octas, thank you much for the 100 bits. Good night to you as well, Octas. Thank you so much. Have a great week. Stay safe. That's really kind. Thank you very much. So we have 210 knots here. Here comes flaps 15. (2,000 feet). Checked. So again, we have to get down to 3,000 feet. We have to be in altitude hold mode. So I'm going to put the gear out now to help with the drag. Because I do want to use the profile button there. So the next question would be, so approach, final flight plan. Isn't there somewhere where you have to activate the approach mode? So speed brakes in, slowing down, out star, and well, we have the descend error, so we have that. Select final 3. Ah, okay, thank you. So profile is armed. comes flaps 20. Here comes the VDEF indication. Will it activate? That's the question. I don't see the blue arrow. That's a little bit of concern. No, it's descending. Hey, how cool is that? Flaps 30, flaps 40. Going to the approach speed. Nice. Well, that is working. Missed approach 3000 set. Oh, we have to do... Oh. Okay, so unfortunately... what was the altimeter setting? Airports. Nobody saw it as well. 1005. So that's going to change things just a tad. We're going to be a bit low. But not too bad. Okay, so pro checklist, signs set, briefing confirmed, ecam status is checked, altimeters 1005 set, minimum 780 set, ignition continuous relight is now set, and landing elevation is set. Landing checklist, landing gear is down, auto brake is medium. Anti-skid checked. Slats flaps 30-40. Spoilers armed. Landing checklist completed. Hey, Mr. Tomboy, just in time. So we're flying with the iniBuilds A300, currently on an RNF approach. Very exciting. And we're looking at the new scenery from V-Pilot here in Sierra Kilo Charlie Golf. Shall we leave the autopilot in for now? I'm just going to take out the auto thrust. So manual throttle, the rest I'll leave as is. Yeah, a little bit of wind from the left as well. Yeah, now 10. Oh, careful with the speed. Yeah, just looking at the speed drop there. So it's a bit gusty winds. Trying to figure out, do I see one red 3 wide? I do. Wow. Okay, I'm impressed. It's doing that really well. No. Wow, there's a lot of positive wind shear here. Look at that. Speed correcting. Careful now. Manual flight. So it kicked out the autopilot 100 feet below the minimum, and I think that's pretty much a correct behavior. I wonder if it's simulating that little hill there to the left. But yeah, those wind changes or those speed changes are crazy.
Welcome aboard the Captain Black Box Twitch channel subscriber experience. Could new subscribers please make your way to the first class cabin, where complimentary drinks, snacks and premium flight entertainment will be served. Thank you.
Hello, how's it going? Sorry, my phone is ringing. It say Sobo. They want more money for MSFS 2024 cap. I hope you're all doing
Really?
great.
Hang on. That's big news. Mr. Tomboy, first of all, thanks for the 22 months. The phone is ringing. But really? Yeah, the cargo won't complain here. But what's Microsoft 2024? They want more money? No way. Oh, was you joking? Okay. Yeah, that would have been... Whew. That would have been a scandal. Right, so not the best landing I've done today. But we'll take it. Here comes Brennelt next. Just watch this landing. I'm just going to stop here for a second. So what parking spot is this? We'll check that in a minute. So, just going to stop here for Brennelt. And then we got Captain Alex as well. Yeah, cargo doesn't complain. Initially, I thought that was going to be quite a nice landing, and then woof, it proved me wrong. I mean, 290 something isn't that bad. I mean, it's not a hard landing, but it's not exactly a soft landing. Although, what's my... Oh, I have to update the app. It's not working anymore. The G app, or G's app. Right, there's the landing gear now out. Kind of weird how it doesn't show up earlier. Right, and they've got Gilend. Ah, there we go, Gilend as well. So it looks like a nice stable approach from Brennelt. So we can already see some parts of the scenery here. So it's a turning bay down here. So you got to do backtrack and then turn at the end.
I got some updrafts and downdrafts in a short final. It was not that easy.
Yeah. I think I have a feeling that it's this hill. I mean, it's not completely unrealistic. If the wind comes directly, as we saw it from the left, you know, you're going to have some kind of, you know, swirling winds here. So kind of mountain waves here. But I have a feeling sometimes that Microsoft just overdoes these things.
Maybe it depends on the turbulence settings. You can set up this.
Yeah, I forgot to start real turb again. That looks very nice, Gilend. That looked like a... That did look like a greaser. So let me just taxi the aircraft to parking. Oh, hang on. Yeah, we'll take this one at the end.
Fox, you are a beautiful Qatar 787 from me.
Really? 787?
Yeah.
Okay.
Model matching problems.
Yeah, definitely. So let's park here. Just wait for the APU to start up. So Alex, let's see, how far is he? Let's look at a bit of time.
And don't forget to introduce the airport. It looks good.
I think XPS is also flying along that 320, so we'll wait for his landing as well. So now APU is running, fantastic. So let's switch off the engines. APU bleed on, getting all of the heaters off, seatbelts off, lights off, beacon off. Pressure 0. And then we'll go and ground equipment, disarm all the doors. Door on left, chocks, ground power, and then
The boarding requested.
nice. Let's have a quick look at the airport here. So that's version 2. That's a nice tower. Look at that.
Oh, even people there.
Yeah. So Alex, I'll watch us landing in a minute. So also the arrival area.
I have some problems with the passenger gates. They are not fully correct.
Okay. Oh, did you download the GSX profile?
No, I forgot.
Okay.
And so the passengers are not directly walk into the terminal. They are going to the bus,
Yeah.
which is completely...
Yeah, you have to...
Pilots to boarding starting.
Yeah, you have to get the GSX profile. I downloaded it. I can send you it if you like, Bernard, for next time.
Yes, you can do. Are your passengers directly walking into the terminal?
I don't have passengers. I'm a freighter.
Ah, yeah, you're a freighter, right.
Just watch Alex landing here.
And what happens when you activate deboarding? Is there some cargo loaders coming or so?
Yeah, cargo, yes. I think the pilots is what you can also offload or
Yep.
deboard. That's a ground power unit. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the weird bug.
Model matching. That looks so
Yeah.
funny.
This is a bug already since FSX. Yeah, your terminal building is looking a little bit better than
Yeah.
mine. I have problems there.
Okay.
Have you deinstalled the older version
Yeah.
before installing the new one?
Well, I didn't have the older one. I didn't have the older one from this one, from vPilot. I had some other add-on maker.
Ah, okay. I will try to deinstall everything and then reinstall it.
Yeah. How's your PC now holding up, Ronald?
It was okay today. I have 30 FPS right here, which is not ultra great, but it's okay. Are you happy with the airport?
Yes, I'll have a look in a minute as well. One more time. There's one more of our Groupflight colleagues landing. So we'll watch this landing.
I think I like it. That's good.
So, next stream is on Wednesday, and again,
Good night,
I plan to...
Black
Jeremiah,
Box.
mach's gut, vielen Dank fürs Mitfliegen. Thank you so much. Yeah, on Wednesday I do plan to fly either 747 or 777, just to practice around somewhere around Europe. And then... Yeah, hopefully by that time I'll know which routing I'm going to fly, if anything, across the pond. I mean, if I don't get a slot with across the pond VATSIM, I'm still going to do a stream and I'm still going to fly long range. But I'm optimistic that I will get a routing somewhere. And yeah, so Wednesday I plan to do a stream and then explain, you know, some of the details, procedures on VATSIM regarding across the pond. Dayon, thanks so much for watching. You have a great week as well. Big shout out again to MAN for the gifted subs today, and also to Pot with that huge donation. Thank you so much, guys. And yeah, Cross the Pond is on the 20th, not the 12th, the 20th. That's a Saturday.
Good night, Black Box.
MAN, yeah, for me, I had like 290 something. Yeah, it's just different with the A300, right? Not so easy. But thanks for flying along, MAN. It's great to see you. And yeah, see you again very, very soon. Oh, very nice. That looked like a greaser as well. Well done. So that is everyone. Here you have the scenery. So vPilot scenery, Sierra Kilo Charlie Golf. Beautifully made. I'll show you the nighttime in a second. So we can see with the GSX profile, the passengers should actually walk down here. So part of the interior is modeled very nice. Check-in area, animated people, very nice.
It would also be very nice if the persons in the terminal would also walk.
Yeah. So I mean,
I think that
they do.
This would be too much.
Yeah, well, they do work on this side, but on the
they
gate.
walk.
Yeah, but on the gate side they don't. So
okay.
the check-in side they walk. But anyways, so let me try nighttime real quickly. So there is nighttime. Yeah, terminal nicely lit. Here's outside, arrival area.
Great.
Very nice. Yeah, even the tower has some nice lighting in there. Cool. Yeah. I love how it looks outside here at nighttime. That's really nice. Yeah, apron lovely lit. So I like the color, nice and whitish kind of good reflections here on the tarmac.
Is there someone flying around?
Well, nobody's in the approach directly. So there's another area down here which I haven't looked at yet. That's the private area, VIP area. Yeah, so Alex, this is version 2 from vPilot. Millionaire. Yeah, that's the private sector here. Cool. Yeah, nice.
Also a cargo terminal or something like that?
Well, the cargo area would be here, really. So I guess this would be more the cargo spots.
Yeah.
So 777. We've got here 777, 737, 787. No, 737. Yeah, okay. 7879. Yeah. So maybe cargo, or even just you know, for the bigger aircraft to park. Nice. Looking very nice indeed. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for flying along. My dear moderators, thanks for so much for being here, looking over the chat. And I will see you on Wednesday if you like, guys. Take care, everyone. And Brenold, as always, thanks so much for organizing the group flight.
Welcome.
That really helps me a lot with the preparations. So, see you again, guys. Good night.
Good night, Black Box.